Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Daniel Smith, and in this video I'm going to rely on paraphrases from the Law and Prophets, in other words the Torah, to totally destroy all of the legal and illegal proceedings that go on in a typical American court system today in a typical trial. For example, they make you swear in on a Bible uh, when you're about to give a sworn testimony in the court, but it's actually a deceptive Bible that has been secretly struck through several verses, namely in the book of Leviticus, the verses that oppose homosexuality, and a couple other verses in the book of Leviticus, and a few others that I might not even be entirely aware of, are stricken through in the Bible that you swear in on. All right. And that is a deception because the people in the jury are not aware that the Bible has been doctored. You may not be aware that the Bible you're swearing in on has been doctored. And the audience observing the trial may not be aware that the Bible you're swearing in on has been doctored. If you get a true Hebrew Bible, it actually has legal concepts that I'm about to describe, including commandments against homosexuality and including a death penalty for homosexuality. And it also has the fourfold penalty for false accusation of a crime. And the court knowingly and deliberately deceives you and the jury about the Bible before it even does anything else in the court. So, right away, according to the Bible, according to the law of God, the court is already invalidated, and the judge and the prosecutors are supposed to be put to death for falsely prosecuting you. According to the fourfold penalty in the Bible. The fourfold penalty in the Bible states that whatever penalty you would have owed to the accuser, the accused is then owed, if they are found innocent, is then owed 4 times that by each of their false accusers. So, for example, if I was accused of stealing $1,000 and I actually proved, and 2 people were accusing me of stealing $1,000 from one or the other of the 2 original accusers, and I somehow proved that the 2 people accusing me are lying, such as their testimony not agreeing with one another, or I had physical evidence that I didn't steal the $1,000, then each of them would owe me $2,000 for being a false accuser. All right. On the other hand, if I had committed a crime that, for whatever reason the law said I deserved 10 years in prison, all right, and I proved that I did not commit that crime, then each person falsely accusing me was supposed to go to prison for 40 years. That's the fourfold penalty. And as you can see, if I was falsely accused of a death penalty crime, such as murder or rape in the Bible, or homosexuality in the Bible, and I proved that I in fact did not commit the crime, each person falsely accusing me was supposed to be put to death. All right. So that is called the fourfold penalty. It's in the Torah, in the Bible. All right. But they make you swear in on the Bible, and yet they never enforce the law of God. And in fact, they doctored the law of God to make it not say what it originally said. And the juries are incompetent juries, which the Bible states they are not even qualified to judge your guilt or innocence. In the Bible, a jury is supposed to be the elders of the tribes. And according to the Bible, in order to be an elder, you have to be a man, you have to be 50 years old, and you have to be the actual elder of the tribe, and you have to be, above all things, a doctor of the law. You cannot be a woman, and a woman cannot be a doctor of the law in the Bible because women are forbidden to teach. All right. And although, and one of the, just while I'm at this, one of the reasons why the Jews rejected Jesus' teaching is because he was opposing the rabbis and the chief priests and the elders of Israel. And they told him, "You are not yet 50 years old, and we can prove that you can't even read and write, and you don't have the authority to oppose us." All right. But if I'm ever falsely accused of a crime, I'm going to swear in on a Hebrew Bible and I'm going to defend myself and I'm going to have a Jewish rabbi as my co counsel. I'm not going to swear in on a Christian Bible and I'm not going to swear in on a court copy of a Bible because it's been provably doctored to say things that the real Bible does not say. And I'm actually going to use that as part of my defense and prove that the court is invalidated by simply trying to make me swear in on a false religion. Where do we get the notion that juries should be peer juries? Why, most people, I mean, 50% of the people in the United States don't even have a fifth grade reading level. So why are they allowed to serve on juries? If you want to be a jury of my peers have 187 IQ, and my peers have read the Bible 100 times from cover to cover. That would be a jury of my peers. And by the way, my peers also read all of the math and science books in the high school library and several of them from the college library as well. That's my peers. My peers are not incompetent fools. And I've been falsely accused of a couple crimes that got overthrown before it even went to trial because the police officer had no case whatsoever. But they arrested me and putting me in jail for 3 nights with no evidence against me and no crime committed by me and no possible probable cause against me. I should have sued the police department. But in some states, you don't have the right to sue somebody for falsely accusing you. In the Bible, you have a right to countersue every single claim that the prosecutor and eyewitnesses make in a trial. The defendant has a right to countersue them for. If they lie even one time during the trial, they fall under the fourfold penalty, and the defendant gets off.